Look who it is. Yeah, where's the Eclipse?
Broken. We'll be back soon though.
Ramps, welder, sawzall, grinder, action. Alright, so today what we're doing is we're going to patch a rust hole in the underside of an Altima. Now I've patched rust holes before. I've patched about 6 of them on the driver's side and have neglected to patch the passenger sides on the Gruck. But I figured I'd take care of a side job before, you know, we actually throw any more money at this. It's crap early in the morning for me. I haven't woken up before 8 in about a month and a half. So it's weird that right now it's about 7:30. There's still morning dew in the grass. Probably not the best for welding conditions, but who gives a damn? Oh, don't say that. Customer gives a damn. Alright, so we got the Altima up on ramps. We've pulled a couple trim panels, carpets up, and you know, hole's pretty massive. The rust goes all the way back. This is just this entire panel basically that I have to replace. Make sure you move your carpet as far away as possible. The stuffing underneath any carpet pretty much will catch fire and not want to go out. And also be careful not to cut yourself because tetanus is never fun. Just we'll ignore the cut on my thumb. So what I've done is I've taken out there was the fuel latch that is right here. All I did was take the cable off. There's two 10mm bolts to pull that out. Couldn't fit a socket, so I just used a 10mm wrench. There's the assembly. It just slides in, stuff like that. It's really easy to get in and out. But this rust pile, oh my gosh. This is like all the driver's side holes combined on the Gruck. That's how bad this is. So I got the shop vac, run clean up, and then get in here with the grinder and start making noise. Alright, so what I'm doing now is just separating the rust metal from the good metal. I still have good metal back here. All of this needs to be grinded out, and I'm gonna start working towards the back of the hole. I know that there's good metal all the way back here, but I don't know what's going on in between everything, so I'm gonna go underneath and keep grinding away. These holes are much bigger than I thought they were. They are never, ever as small as you think they are. They will never be. Alright, we'll call it about a half hour, 45 minutes later. We have the biggest fucking hole in the world. So what I've decided to do is I'm just gonna take the entire sheet metal and plate the entire panel again, all the way back around. Can I even get this in frame? All right, so I'm just gonna weld in a bead all the way around. We're gonna undercoat the underside, spray paint and undercoat the top side, let it all dry, put the carpet back on, and this welding and cutting the sheet metal is the only next hard part. Everything else is pretty much done on this side. I have not touched the passenger side yet, and I'm afraid it's much worse as far as going into the middle of the cab, but this is probably my biggest rust patch. Alright, so Solomon's taking the Fiesta. He's going back to Lowe's to grab some more sheet metal. I've decided how big my cut is. I'm gonna make it 7.5 by 20. That gives me about 1.5 inches of overhang as far as going front to back of the car, and as far as width goes, it'll take me to both sides of the center plate. So I'm just gonna cut my lines with a Sawzall, and hopefully that all goes well. Remember, kids, never do what I do. That's the easy one. Alright, I think one clamp isn't gonna hold it, but you know, never do what I do because kids need to be safe, right? All right, got my cut started. Wish me luck. Yeah. All right. That was not as terrible as I thought it was gonna be. Fast forward a few hours. That side is actually already done. It's been welded, undercoated, stuff like that. I just got to the passenger side. Hole is just as big. I could probably stand in that thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the panel at an angle because this line here is actually at an angle. Not because well, yes, because I cut it that way, but also because the rust just ended up like rusting that way. So it's 8 1/4 across and then 7 1/4 across. So my angle will be there and I'll have a straight line back here. I'm not gonna finish cutting out all this rust just because we're gonna cover it up anyways, and this car is going to CarMax here in about 2 days or something like that. So I'm gonna cut the panel for this one and we'll see where it goes from there. All right, metal's cut, installed. All right, there you go. That's just all 16 gauge sheet, and you can step on that and weld it up, put some caulk around it, undercoat, spray paint, we're done. All right, so it is welded in. I trust the structural integrity of that pretty good. What I'm gonna do is just take a bunch of caulk and just close up all the gaps, including down and behind, and just fill in every single thing on top and on the bottom. First, I'm gonna spray paint this just to cover up all the exposed sheet metal, and then I'll put the caulk on top of that. One of my favorite things about painting fresh welds is that they're hot. All you gotta do is clean them up. Just clean them up with a wire brush, and while the welds are still hot, take your paint, and it oven bakes it right on. So it'll actually bake the paint into the metal, and that way you get a good strong bond between your paint and your metal. And it dries faster so you can move on to the next step. So everything is all painted. We're just gonna let that dry for a few minutes while I set up the caulk gun. So this is my caulk. It's just white caulk, it's just normal stuff, nothing special. I just use this to seal up all the gaps and stuff like that. I could be using Bondo or fiberglass or something. But this is just cheap and easy, and my client doesn't want to pay more for extra parts that aren't necessary. So I'm just gonna go everywhere where there's not a weld first. Just let it fill in. Cover up some weld. All right, so we are all caulked up on top and all caulked up underneath. So you can see what I mean by filling in the gap. That's about a 2-inch gap there. That's all just filled with caulk. And as everything settles and the metal cools, it'll bend and squeeze everything tight. So I'm just making sure I got good coverage over everything. The undercoat is to really seal and lock everything up, especially on the underside, because the biggest thing isn't about water getting out, it's about water getting in and seeping up. So just make sure you get a nice tight seal. The driver's side has been done for a couple hours now. And we're just gonna take a look underneath. Yep, that's by far the biggest patch I've ever done. It took two 12 by 24 inch plates of weld steel, and one was 17 inches long, the other one was 20, both of them about 8 inches wide. That's gigantic. Watch out for your Nissans, man, they'll f you over. Well, the Nissan is all patched up and ready to go to CarMax. I decided to drop my client off for a few hours at his home. I'm gonna take care of some business while we let this dry. We'll come back in a little bit and see how satisfied he is with the job. All right, job's done. Yeah? Never again? This car's done?
I'm gone.
Alright.
Never steer. Corona.
Yeah, whatever. Alright, bro. Take it easy. Good luck. Goodbye, Altima. JAYSRYD is done with you. Well, that was how not to patch rust holes. In that case, you should really just trash the car, which he's getting ready to do anyways. But he's gonna try to make a little bit of money off of it. So that was by far the biggest rust patch I've ever done. Nearly 2 feet long, over 6 inches wide. At that point, you might as well just replace the whole floor pan. But a side job is a side job, money's money. And if a friend asks me for help, I'm gonna help him out. So thank you guys for watching today's video. I know it wasn't really any driving or any engine revving or burnouts or anything like that. It's more build stuff, but I think I'm going to leave it there. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe, turn traction control off, and have fun. We'll see you next time. So what we have here is a Mark 7.5, just like JAYSRYD Fiesta. You have one fault and one pending. So let's see here. P0017. You got the parts. Let's go. And as if by magic, the check engine light goes away.
You've made an excellent choice.
Fellow friend of mine, look who it is. What we have here is a Mark 7.5. Awesome.